This show contains adult content.
Ellis, you draw Ace of Spades.
Nice.
Lucky to get a Queen of Clubs. Unbelievable. Well, maybe we'll give...
The what?
The Ace of...
Ace of Spades!
Got him. You got me.
So I kind of want to wait until they're in the door a little bit before I attack. Is that possible, or do you think they're going to see me?
They're not expecting anyone to be in here, so they're not even looking around the room. You know, they're having this conversation with each other.
So they kind of like walk by me as I'm posted on this wall.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, yeah, I'm just going to attack then. Do I recognize the guy he's with by chance? Just some rando?
Just some rando.
I'm going to go for him first. I'm going all out, so we're talking frenzy, wild attack. I'm going to need another D12. Hang on. I'm guessing these guys don't have any swords or anything that they're wielding right now?
Not that they're wielding, no.
It's going to be a hit with the raise, I'm sure.
Yep.
Both of these are versus that guy he's with. I'm just going to direct both of them at that guy.
Yep, his parry's definitely 5.
So that's 17 plus 3, wild attack.
I'm going to come up with a new word right now. You monsterate him.
Monsterate?
Oh.
Okay, so he's walking in. Their backs are turned to me. I just go up behind him. I kick the back of his leg, so he falls back towards me. As he's falling, with my left hand, I kind of grab his head, cradled, before he hits the ground. And then with my right hand, I just come down on his face with a club of a hand. Obliterate his skull, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, it's caved in. It's like a watermelon. It's like a cantaloupe.
And then I said I was going to use both on that guy, so I guess I'll just use my other attack. My Wing Chun attack on Mayhew, yeah.
His parry is a 6.
That's 8 plus...
So easy.
Yeah,
easy hit
so
with
a
the
raise. And I want to do non-lethal.
You pointed out that in Suede, it no longer deals fatigue damage, right? It deals wounds instead.
It deals wounds. They're just normal wounds.
We
but
just
they just
don't
become
make a...
incapacitated. Yeah.
Perfect.
There's no death, whatever. So that's a 2 on my D6, a 3, and the D12 blew up. Plus 12, 17. 17 plus 5 is 22. 25.
Can you have Ellis say this?
What?
Surprise, motherfucker.
I think that's copyrighted. I don't think we can do that.
Well, we'll try. We'll see. We'll dance with that devil today.
He's got 7 toughness.
4 raises. Soak it.
Great. So he soaks 1 of 4 wounds. He is almost knocked to unconscious. So why don't you describe it and then kick it off to Lucky?
I killed this guy's friend right in front of him. Probably known each other for a long time. He probably was a good guy. I don't know. I don't know anything about him.
You can get a Benny just for that.
He turns around, to see this sight of me smashing this guy in the face. And he goes for, what weapon does he have?
He does have a rapier at his side, but he does not go for that. He tries to step back and put his arms up.
And I kick him directly in his stomach. Drop the guy on the ground and just kick him on his stomach onto his table. His war table.
Sick. Cool. So he gets knocked back. The pieces get scattered and knocked off, falling to the table as we cut to Lucky.
He's going to burst from the shadows from what she was behind. And he's going to grab the cutlass, unsheath it immediately, and hold it up to this guy's throat.
Cool.
He's going to do a intimidation roll.
You can get a +2 from Ellis's insane rolls over there.
Thank God, because I'm not intimidating.
Because this dude has a D8 in spirit.
That's a snake eye.
Snake eyes. Snake eyes.
No.
So what happens is you try to unsheath the sword and you accidentally drop it and you just throw it across the room.
Well, see, the thing is, I was so nervous that I didn't realize I unsheathed it a long time ago. So now I just drag my hand all the way around an already unsheathed sword.
There's some fumble with the sword, whatever you want to imagine, and then your turn is wasted, and let's draw initiative.
Dang, dude.
Lucky 4 of spades. Alex?
No, don't say it.
Ace of spades.
Oh, wait, what?
The Ace of
That was
Spades.
just out here.
It was just out there.
I thought you were going to say Joker.
That's certainly interesting that the Ace of Spades is on the table and also on the bottom of the deck. It appears that there are at least 2 aces of spades in this deck.
That has nothing to do with me.
And Cameron has a 4 of spades. I don't know if that means anything, but that's a lot of spades. He had a spades last turn too.
Did I?
I think so. Oh my God.
It's fine.
What are you so
And
freaked out
He
about?
gets a 6 of clubs. Alice, it's your turn. So he has his hands up on this table until Lucky sort of is fumbling with the thing, and then he's trying to roll off one side of the table. What do you want to do?
What kind of action is it to take an item from somebody else? If Lucky wanted to give me the serum, I think you have it, right? I don't know.
I think you can do it for free.
I guess we haven't decided.
You're grabbing it off of me. I am in no condition to be giving you anything.
Well, where do you have it stowed? Does this matter?
My back pocket, obviously.
So Ellis slips the serum out of Lucky's back pocket and walks over to the guy and I'm just going to try and force feed it to him. Is he going to put up a fight? What kind of roll do we have to make?
That sounds like an opposed fighting roll.
Fighting.
I'll take that.
Great.
-3 because wounds.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
true. I do think you get a -2 because, like, you're trying to force this object into his mouth. That
Okay.
seems harder than normal. He rolls a 5. He's no pennies left to spend.
I'm also assuming I definitely can't do any sort of modifiers to this, right? All right, I got an 11.
So with the raise, so not only do you get it into his mouth, but it's somehow better than that.
I think that when I walk over with it, maybe he's sprawled out on this table, right?
Yeah.
He goes to get up, and I just grab him by the throat and like slam him back down. I dump all of it in his mouth, and then put my hand over his mouth, and then I just say, swallow.
He gulps.
All right, how long does this take to kick in, Lucky? I just keep my hand there.
Lucky's kind of regaining composure. Well, good work, first of all.
Yeah, good work.
Thanks. I don't know. How long did...
Can't remember. It was like a couple seconds, wasn't it?
I don't even actually know what this stuff does.
Makes him complacent, makes him do what you want.
Hey, you're going to listen to everything we do?
He nods.
All right. Maybe
All
it's
right.
working now. I don't know.
Okay, let's give it a shot. I take my hand off his mouth.
He like slowly raises his hands and then slowly puts one hand on his stomach and like coughs, and then the act of coughing on his back is hard, so he rolls over and then like coughs on the table as he clutches his stomach.
You're all right, friend. No one's gonna hurt you.
I did not think I would see the fucking crows again. He coughs and his Mexican accent is immediately gone as he speaks perfect English.
Hey, you know us.
We met on the fucking boat that you burned.
Yeah, well, we do that sometimes. Lucky
Yeah.
carefully puts the cutlass in the corner away from us as humanly possible.
To answer your question, if this is the fucking shit the bartender has, it doesn't take long.
Is it working now? You wouldn't tell me a lie, would you?
I think you're gonna kill me either way.
No, we need you alive.
How the hell do we know if this is working or not?
I don't know if he's telling the truth or not, Lucky, but if he doesn't do what we say, I mean, yeah, we're gonna kill you.
You know anything about Tabitha?
Clears his throat. I know a lot about her.
Well, like what? You know where she is? You can take us there? From the maze?
What do you want with her?
Well, we want her dead. Right? He kind of looks inquisitively at Ellis.
Yeah, we're supposed to kill her.
He smiles with a mouthful of blood. Me too. Sounds Like Crows is brought to you with the amazing support of our patrons, including Ariel Weiss, Jared, Greg Gray, Suzanne Hagen, and a new patron, Aaron Blackston. Thanks, Aaron, and thanks to everybody else that supports us. All music on the show has either been licensed from Void Core Productions, written and performed by Rudy Zuniga or Levi Rojas, and Savage Worlds of the Deadlands Reloaded system are owned by the Pinnacle Entertainment Group. And with all of that out of the way, welcome back to the Weird West. How are Ellis and Lucky getting Mayhew from the middle of this compound to the boat?
I thought our plan was just to give him the serum, say, hey, we're going for a walk, act really nonchalant. Everybody's kind of busy doing things. Maybe we'll let him lead the way, down to the docks.
I think in that case, I'm just going to make a notice roll for some of the soldiers.
Yeah, we're not dressed like soldiers, like
Sure not.
at all.
What? Gold and silver mask and a snakeskin hat?
And aviator glasses.
Oh, look at that. That's beautiful.
2, 3, 2. I'm going to spend a Benny to reroll one of these.
Uh-oh.
Of course.
Fucking guy, you know?
Uh-oh, that's a 3.
Spin another one. Add a D6.
I'm going to use a blue Benny. Fuck this. They're definitely going to notice you. 4. It's just
Yikes.
total. So I think you're walking off, and like one of the soldiers, like unloading some stuff, kind of drops something and starts to run towards you. He yells out something in Spanish towards Mayhew.
Yeah, cool. Just say that we're,
You know us.
say you know us and we're going to go, I don't know.
Tell him to stand down. Tell him
Just-
to get out of here.
Just say everything's fine and keep working.
Yeah. Okay. The guy runs up to him and they start to talk. Mayhew is going to have to make a persuasion roll opposed by this Mexican soldier's spirit. But because of the effects of the serum, he's definitely going to get a -2 to this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Luckily, Mayhew has a D8 in persuasion. Soldier, we're going to say, is a D6 in spirit. Give it a shot. Mayhew gets a 4 and a 3, reduced to a 2. The soldier gets a 3. Mayhew has no bennies left because he spent them on soaking. So is Caleb going to use one for the crows? That's the real question. I think it is in his best interest not to get discovered. Well, I'm not going to spend a benny for you because I think what's happening is this serum is not quite a truth serum, you know, but that's definitely their intended effect when they made this. So while the mad scientists that created it were not that proficient, I think, at exactly what they wanted to do, that's still sort of their intended purpose. So they start to talk, and Agent Mayhew, almost like a drunk person, is like slurring his words a little bit. You can't make out most of their conversation, all spoken in Spanish, but I think you do recognize the word for like friends as he points to you two smiling. And the soldier like looks to both of you, sort of in broken English, says, "You're friends of the Teniente?"
See.
Amigos. And Lucky gives a thumbs up.
So does Ellis. I kind of grab his shoulders, maybe rub his shoulders a little bit.
Aggressively and very threateningly like.
He goes, are you, and he like tries to search for the word, and then he mimes like drinking a bottle of whiskey.
See.
Amigos.
I take the bottle that I stole from this room before I left. Kind of showed him this half-empty bottle. Shakes it a little bit, and I look both ways and just slide it back into my back pocket.
He looks around too, winks, and like maybe y'all can't tell this, but like starts to sort of brown nose his commanding officer over here, you know, and then pulls out his own flask, winks, takes a sip, and then like motions off towards the way you were walking and starts to walk with you.
I just smile and nod.
And the four of you start to make your way down to the coast. The whole time they like, unless you want to start interrupting them, they start talking to each other.
Oh, they just keep on talking to him?
Yeah, and it seems like he's sort of asking him questions, and the lieutenant's like smiling, laughing, and like pointing towards the coast.
Or are they just like lining up one after the other? And
Oh no, it's just the one guy.
Oh, just the one guy?
Made his notice roll. Yeah, I think from his perspective, he thinks you're sneaking off to drink, and he wants to go off and sneak off and drink with the commander. The threat is you're not sure what Mayhew is saying to him, and he's under the effects of essentially something that's going to make him potentially spill something that you don't want him to spill.
oh, yikes.
You know?
Ellis, we gotta get going.
We got a lot of work to do before we take off again here. We gotta get down there, boss.
He like looks back and kind of like nods. Mayhew says something in Spanish to the guy, and then turns back to you two and says, he can help us, right?
Lucky grabs the bottle from Ellis and asks to see the guy's flask.
There's this wide shot of the four of you barely outside like the radius of the floodlights, and you can still see these people, you know, moving a couple 100 feet, or maybe even just like 100 feet away from you. You know, the longer you stay here, the more likely it is you are to be discovered. So as you say this, he reaches down to pull out his flask and then pulls it out into the light.
Lucky grabs it, tops it off, and then hands it back to him. All right, we got to be going.
Mayhew looks to you, kind of frowns, and then it seems like he repeats that in Spanish to the guy. And he's going to make another persuasion roll here. He blew up a D8 into a 9, opposed by a 3. The guy like nods, smiles, taps Mayhew on the shoulder, takes a strong swig of the flask, like coughs a little bit, like throws a thumbs up at Lucky, and then starts to walk back towards the airship.
See you, Lucky. Nothing to worry about.
I think this is about to eat shit right now. Let's get out of here.
And with that, you take off towards the boat. We cut to the boat as the crows waiting in the early morning hours see the two brothers along with some person in the middle of them walking towards you, sort of silhouetted in the morning hours.
Oh shit, what the hell's going on here? As Thaddeus sort of looks out at everybody coming on back, grabs a hold of his spear a bit, and you can see him sort of almost start to white knuckle the spear. Oh, hell, we gotta get him on the boat, you know?
Yeah, what are you waiting on, Boot? Let's go.
Oh, do you want me to fire up the boat?
Hell yeah, we're burning daylight.
Oh, we're gonna be burning something else here soon. And he runs over, like, rubbing his hands together to fire up the engine.
Yeah, you got that right. Hey, you need any help?
Help from you?
No, maybe I'll just watch this time and help you out next time.
Help me out next time. That boy thinks he can help.
Damn, Thaddeus is getting roasted right now.
The boat fires up. It's pretty loud, but probably not that much louder than the airship. Ellis and Lucky make their way, and you can pretty much wade out to the boat at this point. Old Boots pulled it in a little bit.
Yeah, I guess we just tell the guy, get on the boat, friend. We're going for a little ride.
Yeah, sure thing, friend.
Did this actually work? There's no way this worked, right?
Hey, we're not on the boat yet.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You guys start to climb in the boat, and as you climb in, you can hear this Ghost Rock-powered engine running and the airship running behind you. And then the airship cuts off. And it's just Old Boots' screaming engine over the water and over this flat plateau upon which you can see the airship resting. You pull yourselves up into the boat, and besides the noise, nothing seems to be going wrong for the crows.
Harper definitely looks up and keeps an eye on the plateau to see if anybody's moving around, starting to peek down at us or move this way.
Abel meets them at the boat railing and just offers a big paw hand down to scoop and give each of them a boost up and into the ship.
There's a sloshing of water as they pile in, and Old Boot starts to pull away. Do y'all want him to gun it or just sort of idle out of here?
Sounds like idle out of here, right?
Yeah, if they haven't noticed us.
Yeah.
He's going to make a boating roll in a minute, but y'all have a few minutes to conversate with Agent Mayhew. As he pulls himself up, he straightens himself, and then he sees Thaddeus. Agent Mayhew sort of looks like a wet rat. Nothing about him is kept up with except his uniform that's probably taken care of by someone else. At this point, he's sort of unbuttoned the front, not just pulled back a flap, but he unbuttons the whole front and sort of puts his hands on his hips. Hey, Kane, it's been a long time. You remember me?
Thaddeus sort of doesn't answer for a minute.
He turns back to Lucky and Ellis. I don't even think he remembers.
You guys know each other?
Yeah, we were in some mine up north of Leadville. Some mad scientist. I don't remember his name, but Kane's a hell of a name. That stuck with me.
Abel has a grin on his face as he looks from Mayhew to Thaddeus.
I think we were stealing Ghost Rock. I think we hired Kane on account of his drunken gambling habits and his inclination for stabbing people.
Oh.
I was planning on killing him, but everything didn't work out. Tried to wipe his memory of the event, and not sure if that worked, which is, I guess, why I'm asking you. Do you remember that, Kane?
Jesus Christ.
I'm going to say that the stuff's taking effect pretty good right now.
Seems like it.
Yeah. Kane's a hell of a
I
name.
remember you, Mayhew.
I knew it. He slaps his knee. I knew it didn't work. I saw it on your face. Should have killed you.
Yeah, I thought you were working with the agency.
Still am. He opens his jacket and pulls out what do agents have, Cameron and Alex?
Maybe a special badge, like a sheriff badge, but it's got the
Special?
insignia of the
Is it in
agency or
a
something.
booklet?
Yeah, I feel like
is
they've
it
got the
FBI?
FBI versus the Texas Rangers have their sweet badges.
I don't know if it was in a book, though. I don't know.
Yeah, but
I
almost
just
like
picture
the
like a-
wallet, so
Yeah.
the thing that folds over.
Yeah, maybe it's a trifold. That sounds
Oh,
cool.
a trifold.
Yeah.
So not only does it flip open, it flips and then flips open again, and then there's the badge.
And you have
Yeah.
to flip it upside down to actually reveal
Yeah.
it. It's a hollow foil. You have to hit the light just right.
So he pulls out the badge of a agent.
Oh, shit, ain't that something?
The Halsey Agency.
It's sort of this, I guess it's a perfect chance for exposition, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh, we just make sure that, any supernatural events are covered up, anybody involved with them gets killed, and generally just try to contain the hellish abominations the devil has wrought upon the earth.
Well, y'all ain't doing a very good job then.
Well, we're trying, but there's a lot of them. You get people like Rains that, just got to put them down, but they keep popping up. It's a hell of a thing.
I agree with you there, at least.
You want Tabitha dead? Is this agency work?
Yeah, deep cover. It's been a long time.
Why do you want her dead? Because she's a witch, right?
She's not a witch. She's a scientist. Mad scientist. At least the information I have.
You owe me $20.
Nah, not yet.
Well, her and Crane were tangled up pretty bad. Now that she's out, she's a much easier target than trying to deal with Crane.
Was Crane on your hit list, too?
Yeah, I guess the Rangers don't see it that way.
Why is Crane on your hit list?
Him and Tabitha are all mixed up in the same stuff, A lot of people want to control a lot of things.
Dark magic.
That's right.
Like
Yep.
a witch.
Mondrian, too, for that matter. I'd like to kill him if I could, but that'll probably take a while. Tabitha first.
Now we can get them all.
You're telling us that Crane and Rains are tied up in this mess all together?
Oh, well, she left his ass a while back. They had some sort of disagreement. We didn't have anybody on the inside there, so when management changed, it was a little bit easier to slip in with the Mexicans, get a beat on what she was doing. Seems like she took all of her research with her, though. Not sure what she left Crane with.
But to be clear, Crane was in support of her efforts originally.
You could say that, yeah.
That's good enough for me.
I think he was pretty interested in the huckstering. She's more interested in the... Well, I don't know how to explain that. That's why we need to kill her.
Fine with me.
You're awfully talkative right now.
Probably that serum.
Definitely that serum. What
Yeah.
did you tell that guy up there?
Oh, I was just told him we were going down with a few friends. Might die tonight, but who knows?
You told him what?
You hear yelling from the compound.
All right, Boots, time to book it.
Let's go.
Old Boot makes a boating roll.
May I assist?
Ooh.
I've
Yes.
ran this boat before.
Yeah.
Oh, he has run this boat before. He's a regular boat boy.
Not only can you assist, you can get a Benny for assisting.
Oh,
there,
wow.
Abel.
Oh, and it's a blue one.
Ooh, and you got a blue one.
Yeah, make a boating roll. I think for every success and raise, you add a +1 to his roll. That's how we're doing it right now. I don't know if that's how it works.
T4
Blowing up
blows
a 4.
That's a 6.
He's got a +1.
And he needed
Oh,
it.
nice.
So he rolls a 4. I guess Old Boot has Bennies too, right?
Yeah, whatever you
He
say.
is the
man.
wildest of wild cards.
He's
Yeah,
going to
he is.
spend a blue Benny because he just wants to knock this out of the park.
He does not.
He rolls a 1. All right, so he gets a 5. I think there are people that come to run down to the coast, but he kicks it up into high gear. There are a few parting pot shots at the boat, which are going to be taken at -6. One of them rolls a 6. One of them hits somebody. Let's see, how many players are there? 5. Grace, Mayhew. All right, I'm going to roll a D8. I'll explain who's who afterwards, but
Sure.
This is the way he can't shoot me, huh?
6 is Boot, 6 is Boot, 7 is Grace, 8 is Mayhew. 8, Mayhew gets
Mayhew?
shot.
Oh, no.
Guys, right now we're
He gets
fucked.
shot with the rifle.
He has
2d8.
2 wounds? He has 2
He's
wounds.
3.
No, 2.
No,
He's-
you got him
oh,
with 3.
crap,
You
you're
didn't
right.
kick
3.
the shit out of him.
He's so
Well, luckily, he's just
He's got a toughness of 7.
Yep, he's fine. He's shaken. So there's a parting shot that like slams off the cabin of the boat. He goes, "Holy shit, they're shooting at us. I think they think you kidnapped me."
Yeah, I wonder what gave him that idea, genius.
We did kidnap you.
Probably I told him, right?
Oh, son of a bitch.
Jesus Christ.
It is kind of our fault.
You think?
They keep firing, but you pull away, and I think anyone's knowledge of ballistics makes you feel like their shots are not going to hit you.
Looks like we're out of range, but it's only a matter of time before they get that airship back up in the air. And I doubt we're going to be able to lose them.
I don't know. Is it going to be fast? I don't know shit about airships.
I don't know. It looked pretty big from far away. You boys were close up, right?
Listen, all they've got left is the backup navigator, and he's going to have a hell of a time trying to track us down.
So you're saying we're good?
Yeah, do a couple switchbacks in the maze.
You know any spots we can hide out there? Some cave or something?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we're going to want to beat that airship because if they can't find us, they're going to head straight over to the compound.
We can't beat the airship.
We don't know that.
I think we do.
Can we beat the airship?
What do you have?
This?
I mean, I don't think you could beat him straight there. No.
Shit. Well,
How many soldiers have you got that are going to be up on that airship?
40.
I don't suppose you guys got those Gatling guns set up, did you? I kind of look around the dock, or look around the ship.
Yeah, we put one up at the front, and that second one I think we've got set up here in the back.
That enough to take down an airship?
I guess if you're lucky.
Where are they packing?
Cannons. Couple Gatling cannons of their own.
Don't like that.
Gatling cannons?
Well,
What the hell?
Well, they don't shoot cannonballs.
That would be badass.
It would. I said we just get moving as fast as possible. There's no way they catch us. Anytime they spend looking for us, they're not going for the camp.
Yeah, they're just dropping off at the mission anyway.
And telling anybody who's
They
there.
don't know we're headed out there.
That's true, too. I just told them we were leaving.
Is it easy to get up there once we get there, or is it on one of these mesas?
Oh, it's on a mesa for sure.
Is there a way up?
Not that I've tried, but there is.
How well do you know this maze? Can you get us there?
I've seen it from the top a lot. Sailed with Mondragon for quite some... Yeah, I know it well. I can get us there.
All right, we'll get navigating.
Okay. He's like sort of stumbles
First.
off towards the wheel.
Should we hide out or what?
Abel grabs him by the neck and just sort of roughly pushes him up against the wall. Harper,
He laughs a little bit.
What?
you got cuffs I'm not going to have this son of a bitch walking around.
Not anymore, but there's plenty of rope.
Grace probably has some.
Yep. And she tosses them towards Harper.
Everybody take his weapons, too, while we're at it.
Oh, yeah, I got a knife in my boot. And he reaches down and pulls one out.
Oh, take that.
As he reaches down for it, Abel definitely intercepts that hand.
Sure, yeah. So it's like a shot of you like grabbing his wrist, stopping it, and then slowly reaching in the boot yourself.
Yep, exactly.
Hey, Abel, hand that over. I'll keep it safe.
Abel looks at the knife. Does it look like a nice knife?
So yeah, it's got a nice ivory handle. Actually, it's probably a fucking silver-coated blade.
Abel seems to consider this for a moment. Nope, don't think I will.
That's a nice knife.
It is. I wouldn't want it to get lost or gambled for a cup of water. He tucks it into his boot.
Well, I don't plan on doing neither while we're here on this boat, Abel.
What's the plan here, guys? Are we hiding in a cave or are we just going straight there? I don't want to get taken out by some airship with some cannons.
Well, Mayhew, what are the chances they're going to come looking for us?
Mayhew makes a battle roll.
Yes, battle roll.
You got a 7. I mean, Mondragon might be a little upset. They actually might come looking for us, but not for long. They wouldn't spend more than a day on it. They don't have enough fuel. They need to get to the mission.
All right, so let's get out of ways. Let's say a couple hours, and then we go into the maze and hide. Sound good?
They could find us before that. What's the closest spot we can hide?
Well, old boot like shouts from the wheel. Well, I don't need no help with no hiding spot there, Ellis. I got plenty of little hiding holes of my own.
Well, all right, let's get us to one of those then, right?
Well, now you're speaking my language.
Fine with me.
Is there anything you want to ask Mayhew while he's under the effects of this liquid?
Yes. As Boot starts to get the boat underway towards one of his hidey holes, and the tension sort of visibly leaves the air across the boys as they steam away, Abel plunks Mayhew down onto a barrel on the deck and then pulls up one to sit nearby. He looks at Thaddeus for a moment and then back to Mayhew. So why don't you tell us a little more about this Kane? What were y'all up to in there?
Well, there's a bunch of stuff I know on paper, I guess, but the one job we did together, if you want to call it that, was a task I got from the agency, just to collect ghost rock. We do that a lot, both to fund operations the government doesn't want to, and also it's just nice for the machines. I think we hired him on account of he's a miner for a long time. He was in with a few other people up there that was easy to call in, and nobody would miss him. We went into this mine. Plan was just to get it all and leave. If we needed to kill him, fine. But ended up being damn Tommy knockers in the place. And like this whole time, he's just sort of had like a smile on his face, eyebrows up, just sort of like staring past whoever he's talking at. But his eyebrows start to furrow as he starts to talk about the Tommy knockers. There was a cave-in when we were there. Probably shouldn't have set off that dynamite, but what can you do? Damn no near way to stop those things, especially just with one of me. Barely made it out. Tried to use my device to wipe his recollection of the event, and guess it didn't go right. I think I got most of the miners, though. Just not this one. And he looks to Thaddeus.
Yeah, you got them all right.
He's a known, I guess you're not an... Would the agency... What would the agency have on you? Would they know about your huckstering ways?
Oh, shit. I mean, Thaddeus he tries really hard to not be caught doing that shit.
He really does.
But I figure if we called it like some sort of target number like 6 when he was investigating me, and maybe give him 3 chances to have like picked up on that.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yep. So we're rolling notice against Thaddeus's...
It's weird, right? Because like if I had rolled it, it would have been my spell casting, which when I'm casting spells, I've got card sharp, which means he does it at a -1.
Sure.
So I figure if we just account for time and assuming I used card sharp at the time, that's like +2 to a normal 4, and so it's just a target number versus...
Okay, so he's rolling against a 6.
Yeah.
I like it. He's rolling a D8, D6, trying to hit a 6 3 times. First chance, no. Second chance, blew up his 6 into a 9. He noticed. He's a known huckster. Figured that one out for the agency myself. And also, he looks over to Thaddeus' spear, which I'm not sure where it is at this point.
Thaddeus is white-knuckling the spear.
And he picked up that thing after his time he spent with me. And he points towards Thaddeus' spear.
Abel's gaze follows Mayhew's gesture. So, you know he is a huckster.
We got a catalog of them.
He holds eye contact with Thaddeus. So he's been real careful about doing it all these years, and he's on a list.
Well, just the agency's list.
Sure.
Not a lot of people know about our lists. I shouldn't even be telling you. Why am I telling you?
It's a truth serum we gave you.
You said you got something that can make people forget things? You got that on you right now?
No, not on a cover assignment like this. I can't give them any reason not to trust me. I've been building up this information on Rains for too long. But the agency doesn't really want to send anybody to kill her. She's too high profile and too well guarded. So, if you all are stupid enough to go after her, I'm willing to give you what information I have.
What information do you have?
Do you know exactly what she's doing? We've just heard little bits and pieces, rumors.
People go in, things like Morbo come out.
Jesus Christ.
Things like Morbo come out.
That's definitely the most effective things Rains has given us.
She made that?
For sure.
Harper kind of looks at the boys.
This might be a little tougher than we thought.
Does she have something like that on hand that you know of?
None of us are really allowed to go inside. The army stays just to the mission, topside. Occasionally, we have to take people down there, or we'll be called in, but I've never been a part of that as an officer. The things I've heard,
It's all underground.
except the mission, that's up top.
How many ways in?
Depends on how creative you are. If we're going in by boat, there is a way to get down there, but it's not really used anymore. It was used when they were first setting up the place,
I like the sound of that.
but now it's protected.
How well protected we talking about?
Well, we've seen a few Mazers, Miners, and Rockies try to make their way in through the bottom. None of them ever seem to make it.
If you were going in to kill her, which way would you take?
Well, I wouldn't be going with you. Problem is she kind of locks herself up down there. There's not a lot of ways to get in there easily, kill her, and be able to get out. So either you'd have to get her out somehow, which is probably the method I would choose. Maybe wait until something can get her topside. Maybe something to do with the priests. Wait a few months. Wait for something to come up. She's come topside a few times. I've been with Mondragon over a year now. And in that time, I think it's only been 2 or 3 times that I've been there for. But with the boat we have, you could go through the old tunnels down below. We might be able to do better, especially since we know something's coming. I don't know how good of a seaman you've got on you, though.
Well, he's the best, but we don't have a few months. Is there any way that you know of that we can maybe lure her out? Something she would leave for?
Yeah, what types of things bring her up top?
Mostly services, Christmas, New Year's, Easter.
I don't think we have it in our power to make it Christmas.
But the whole thing, I mean, it's kind of sitting on a powder keg. You know what I mean?
No, what do you mean?
I mean anything running off the Devil's Rock.
The Devil's Rock?
Ghost Rock.
It's got problems to it. Black coal tends to go wrong. If you could figure out a way to...
Yep. That's why I asked about the tunnels. Easiest way to get a rat out is just to drop the roof on them.
There is that.
So how do we set it off?
I think it depends on what the inside looks like.
And you never been down there before.
No, sir. To answer your question, there's a couple ways we could get in. We could go through the bottom. We could steal the airship we just ran away from. What did you all think about hijacking that?
Too many people.
That was my idea.
Whole top's pretty well guarded, too. You could scale the sides, try to go in near one of the wheels, but that's a hell of a thing, too. Especially since it's likely to be slick.
Doesn't sound that hard to me.
What do you mean by the wheels?
Run water wheels off the side. Adds power. Doesn't rely purely on ghost rock.
And if we take one of them out, they'll come out and investigate her.
She won't.
Maybe. They run ventilation in the whole place, so if you could disable that somehow, might be a way to do it. You know, I know they're just abominations to us, but to her, they're kind of her children in a way. So maybe if we found a way to threaten them too, that could draw her out. There's a lot of ways to do it, but if you're not careful, you might bring more than just her. In fact, I'd say that's likely.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, she's got a lot of power. She's got a lot of things she can hitch up and take riding.
Abel glances towards the stairs that lead down below deck, thinking about something he has down there. So what you're saying is, we're gonna try and break in to a highly secured and fortified position and... fuck. Boys, I think we just blow this whole damn rock up.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with that.
Issue with that is we gotta make sure that she actually dies.
We'll wait outside.
While survivors come straggling out?
We kill him.
I'm not about to kill a whole army.
Can't be more than a few hundred. I got more than that in boxes down below deck.
Hey, where's Grace?
Yeah, I was just thinking, how does Grace feel about that?
Well, how much does she know about the supernatural? That's the question.
She knew about the hanging judge.
I think she knows nothing. Not about Harrowed or anything.
Well,
Just
she probably doesn't
nothing.
know Thaddeus is a huckster. I mean, she does now, but
She has been sitting with, like, in rapt attention at the side of the boat. I don't think she's saying anything. I think almost because she almost thinks she's, like, been forgotten. And, like, maybe she's kind of forgotten she's been there, too. I mean, this is a bunch of, like, very strange facts being rattled off at her. I think it's hard for her to take it all in.
Yeah. Thaddeus remembers that she's there. We're talking about blowing this up. And so he sort of loosens his grip on his spear for a minute and kind of strokes at the scar on the side of his head. Now, boys, listen. Blowing the whole thing will be easy, but we got to make sure those girls are safe.
bingo.
Yeah. Of course. Grace kind of shakes herself and stands up to, like, join the conversation.
That woman was saying they were only keeping them in the mission, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Damn. So we're
Take
gonna
out the wheels.
take out the wheels, take out some of the energy, but they're just gonna.
No, she's not going to come out for that.
No, she
Yeah,
won't.
She has to. He said it cuts ventilation. She'd be forced to.
No, that's different. There's two different things. The wheels create power, but I don't think the ventilation runs off of the wheels.
I thought he just said that.
It runs off. I mean, I don't know how the intricacies of it work. All I know is they're harnessing a lot. We're bringing in ghost rock to power stuff. They're running the wheels off the sides, using the lightning they create.
If you boys want to go in and get those girls out the top side, that's your business. But I don't think we should. I think we blow the entire thing. Any survivors get down that we want to save, we save. Other ones, we leave them for the sharks.
I think you can go to hell, Abel.
It's a lot of people.
I think you ain't never kicked an anthill this big, Grace.
I don't think your opinion matters very much to anyone on this boat right now.
I think there's just pure silence.
Yeah.
We'll think of something. We don't have to decide the plan right this second.
Grace kind of remembers where she is and, like, folds her arms and steps back.
What if we do like you say? We sabotage the wheels. Ellis, you're up there. Whoever they send to try to inspect it and fix it, you do what you do best. And similar to the Upright Gang, eventually they're going to start taking notice that people are disappearing. But by then, either they won't have the numbers to fight back, or they'll be drawn far enough away that maybe Grace and some of the rest of us can go get those girls out the other side.
No, these folks are way too well organized for that. Second one crew goes missing, they're gonna be investigating that. She's locked up tight, Thaddeus. The second things start going wrong, she's gonna lock herself in a room somewhere. We ain't gonna be able to get to her.
Well, then if her girls disappear, she's going to have to come up for something, right?
She's probably just gonna send up other folks for her.
Well, then by the time we get the girls out, we do like Abel says, and we just bring the whole thing down.
Well, that's a lot easier said than done.
All of this is a lot easier said than done, Harper.
Where are they getting their food from?
That's a good question.
He shrugs, grimaces, and says, "We don't ask."
Probably the airships, unless they're growing something under there.
Yeah, you never bring any in.
We do bring some in, but I don't think we bring in enough to support the population they have.
And you didn't see any livestock or gardens or anything like that?
Up top, there's a garden the priests keep.
It's gonna take months to start them out, though.
Yeah.
I think we gotta do all this at the same time. Somebody has to go up top, get the girls. Somebody else has to go down below. And honestly, I think we just gotta take out Tabitha herself and then blow everything on our way out.
If only it was that easy.
Yeah. We are not going in there.
Well,
She locks herself in a room. That's her own stupid idea. Ain't no room protected somebody from a whole shitload of ghost rock.
Do you know where her room is within the complex?
I don't care. She can't dig herself
I'm
out.
just saying maybe I can get in there.
You don't know that, Abel.
Oh, we could get in there, baby.
well, you said this is a water wheel, right? Is it possible to ride a water wheel in?
As far as I know, she keeps herself pretty near the center of the workings. What I know about her, I think she stays pretty close to the science. As far as the wheels go, you can disable them for sure. It's a good idea, but it's a hell of a climb.
We got a hell of a climber.
Got any dynamite? I look around to my brothers.
Grace shakes her head.
Yeah, not anymore.
Should have grabbed more dynamite.
Well, that airship, when it comes in, is going to be filled with ghost rock. That's as near to dynamite as you
That's
need.
true. Where do they store the ghost rock when you take it off the ship?
They do keep some in one of the towers in the mission, but most of it's taken down to be used in the machines.
Damn, boys, this is a tough one.
Grace kind of looks up in the middle of everyone contemplating the situation and says, hey, Ellis, you think your wife could help us out?
How are we going to get in contact with my wife?
Well, I mean, like, she has a bunch of, I mean, I don't know if this is okay to say, but like she looks around, you guys have a lot of money, right?
Yeah, sure.
There could be solutions to this problem. We literally just came from a town full of mad scientists.
So what, you're saying we go back, get a bunch of mad science devices with my money, and
I'm just throwing it out there.
we're in the same boat? Either way, we're still going to have to infiltrate the base.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I think I'd rather have something I know how to use.
What kind of mad science stuff is there anyways?
They got robot suits.
You got robot suits, yeah, I know.
As much as I hate to agree, I would not mind having more folks at our back. Maybe, he looks over at Mayhew. Maybe even the Rangers want to toss in a few.
I'm not a part of the Rangers.
Fine, whatever the fuck you are.
If I could get their help on this, I'd already have had it. I've been in this assignment for a year already, and I'm about ready to lose it. But I could help you out. I might be able to talk us in somewhere.
Yeah, I might be able to get some muscle from Eliza. I don't know.
Is Mondrian and the scientists working together?
In a way.
Would he be interested in raiding her?
I don't think Mondragon would be interested in doing anything with you.
You did shoot at him.
Abel looks around at everybody like, what?
Yeah, it's almost like we could have had a cool fight between Mondragon and the boys and Tabitha Reigns in season 4 or something, you know?
Yeah, you know, we burned a boat, but really it was a bridge.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, I don't have a solution. I don't know, guys. I'm just throwing shit out there. I mean, I think we've just got to fucking sail there and see what happens.
That's what I'm thinking.
How much time do we have?
Well, you know, we got a few hours here. You want to rest in this dear hidey hole for a day or so?
Yeah, at least until they stop looking for us, right?
How far is it from the hidey hole?
Boot, you got a map of this maze here, or are you just going off your brain?
Oh, Boo don't need a map to do to navigate no maze.
Shit, well.
That's why we got the navigator, right, Thaddeus?
Yeah, well, it doesn't help if Mayhew has the knowledge that he can point to on a map that we don't have.
Bingo.
So stealing you didn't do us any good.
Thought you said you could get us there.
He can get us there, but it's not like it's gonna help us at all if we're just gonna be sitting and waiting out. We don't know how far away we are.
I think it's about, how fast did this boat go? Old Boot wiggles his eyebrows at him. I don't know what that means, but Ghost Rock powered ship, maybe a day and a half.
All right, well, we still got time, guys. Let's just take a deep breath. We just pulled off a successful mission.
Here's what I think. I don't think we can outmuscle these guys with our resources.
I agree.
So there's no point in going back and trying to hire some people to help us. The less people, the better in this kind of scenario.
Fine. So Mondragon isn't on our side. Is he going to be anywhere near this place?
Well, I was supposed to go there and meet up with him, navigate his ship out of there. So, probably. You know, they're not on fighting terms, but they're not on great terms either. She's not outputting what he expected, and she's kind of sick of him breathing down her neck.
Well, at least that makes sense.
So the Mexican army's planning on using all these creations as weapons.
That was the plan. So far, it's not working out too well.
Well, that's good news for us, I suppose.
It is very good news. Because you know what, boys? I think I have the plan.
So what's your plan, Abel?
Back in the war, we did a little thing where there was a ceasefire negotiated between the North and the South. And we had a little something we needed right in the middle of them. So one of the boys snuck into the Yankee camp, and I went a little further south. We shot a couple folks from each side, and, well, the fighting started, and everybody forgot what was in the middle. I suggest that we sneak in and just turn these fuckers loose on each other. Sounds like it's a powder keg of people we can set off.
I mean, that's a good idea, but how are we going to get them to do that? You just said they ain't on fighting terms.
He wants people to show up dead, Hart. Can't blame dead bodies on anyone else but each other.
Especially when they look like they've been experimented on. And he looks over at Ellis.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to taking out a few of Mondragon's boys, if that's what you're getting at.
That is precisely what I am thinking of. Then all it takes is a few little shoves here and there, and the entire thing comes crashing down, and we don't have to do anything.
Well, we're there.
Or where?
We're the hidey hole.
Oh, good.
It's been like 10 minutes.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's the best plan we've got.
I definitely don't hate the idea of them fighting each other.
How are you gonna take out some of Tabitha's?
Honestly, I don't know that we would need to, right?
I think Mr. Mayhew would help us with that. Would you not, sir?
He's been like smiling, spacing off. Huh?
Abel, like, lightly slaps him. You paying attention?
I am now.
You want this bitch dead?
Yeah.
Good. And you're gonna walk in there, say hi to Mondragon, kiss his fucking ass, and then you're gonna put a bullet surreptitiously in a few of her folks.
There's just the problem of getting up top in one piece.
You can walk on in, can't you?
Off an airship, I certainly could. But there's...
Fine.
Like, the only way in is through the tunnels by boat. I've never been there, save for airship.
Don't they have ropes or something from the top they can lower down?
They do have that, but,
Fine. So we throw him overboard near the cliffs. He fires off his gun in distress, and they lower the ropes and pull him up.
I mean, they're
yeah,
gonna be
that sounds like...
Rescue.
That sounds like that plan will work, yeah.
They're going to be asking questions about where the hell he came from.
That's his problem to answer, not ours.
Yeah, but if he fucks it up...
Old Boot pulls inside of this cave inside of one of these mesas. He flips on some Ghost Rock powered lights on the boat, starts to turn left and then turn right. And like he's pulling inside this cave that's barely taller than the cabin on top of the boat. As you start to slide in, there are these camera shots of the edges of the boat passing inches away from the side as Old Boot doesn't even look. He just turns the boat left and right inside of this place. He's going to make a boating roll at -4 because of the difficulty of this.
Oh, no.
And how casual he is about it.
He rolled a 10.
Oh, he's
Oh my
fine.
god.
18. He made it with like 2 raises.
It's the best there is.
He did do this without looking, man. He just doesn't give shit.
And he finally pulls you into a small, like, domed ceiling cavern. One side of the place is, like, spilling water in down the side of the cave. Not a waterfall, but sort of held by surface tension to the side, streaming down from cracks into the bottom. He pulls the boat beautifully to a stop adjacent to this surprisingly flat landing. It's probably about 5 by 20 feet rounding up. This nice flat surface. Looks like fires have been made here a few times. And you can see, I guess now in the morning light, that there's like a cracking whistling sound as there's some sort of passage that leads from just above this flat surface to the top of the plateau, obviously providing a chimney for which the smoke can escape. Old Boot pulls it into dock, immediately holds his breath, grabs a knife, and then casually swan dives into the water.
What the hell's he doing?
Who fucking knows? It's Old Boot.
He is a crazy son of a bitch, ain't he?
An old wooden barrel suddenly cut free from the bottom of the cave, splashes to the top, launching itself out of the water and then splashing down. A few more of these emerge, and then Old Boot swims back to the surface, knife in teeth.
What the hell was that about, Old Boot?
I think he wants you to grab one of the barrels, Ellis.
Yeah, all right.
You help Old Boot pull these barrels out onto the flat surface. They're sealed extremely well, but you manage to start popping them open, or at least Old Boot knows how. Makes quick work of it, and immediately pulls out several bottles of whiskey from one of these.
Of course you've got whiskey hidden in the bottom of the maze.
He opens up another one, pulls out a banjo along with some dried firewood and some fire starter. What else does he pop out, guys?
One's just filled with dynamite.
Just a big old barrel of dynamite.
He doesn't keep food because it just goes rotten for some ungodly reason. But yeah, he starts to set up a nice little...
There's one where we start to open it. He's like, oh, don't open that one up. That's Old Boot's private stash.
Yeah, you like set up a campfire. Looks like Mayhew is sort of starting to fade a little bit. Like his eyes are starting to droop with the smile on his face.
Hey, did you keep a hold of the rest of that bottle? Did he drink it all?
I mean, he drank all that was left.
Shit. Would have been nice for a second dose.
It's fine, Thaddeus. I mean, he's in this now.
Yeah.
The only way out is forward.
No, that's not the only way out. Hey, let me have one of them bottles over there.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, thank you.
Thaddeus will pop a cork and start drinking.
This is a whole bunch of shit we're in, boys.
Oh, don't you sit there yet, Thaddeus. You crow boys get to work and help me set up. We got a whole day to kill.
I offered to help you earlier. You laughed at me. Now I
What?
can help you.
Well, you can't help me with nothing on that damn boat, but you can, certainly put a fire together, can't you?
No, he can't.
Oh, little crow can't make a fire.
Harper jumps from the boat,
I
like
can't
onto the
make a
land.
little one.
What? What'd you say?
I said I can't make a little one, old boot.
Well, then why don't you make a big damn fire there, Thaddeus, and we'll get telling stories, and I'll play on this here banjo, and have a good night.
Nah, I think it's best I don't.
I agree.
Yeah.
But hey, stick around long enough. You come with us over to that mission. Maybe you'll see what I'm talking about.
What?
Thaddeus just sort of smirks at him and starts pulling from the whiskey bottle.
What songs you know, Boot?
Ooh, what songs doesn't Old Boot know? That's the real question.
It is.
Is that the guy that said?
Do you know, Hey Jude?
Hey, Jude.
Oh, no.
Don't do this. No,
Nice.
this is
Let's
not
see here.
nice.
Songs from the time. In
Some
the
Dark
Pines.
Tower person is going to lose their mind.
In the whiskey song of
The whiskey
Rye
and the duck.
Rye whiskey.
Rye whiskey. Yeah, this is good content.
You boys
This
know.
is terrible
You boys know
content.
rye whiskey. You know that's royalty free.
Lucky, while everyone's getting to work, Lucky sneaks over to go talk to Mayhew. Hey, you still under that effect?
Yeah, it's making me kind of tired, though.
Well, I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I'm just kind of wondering if you know anything about things called Harrowed or the dead coming back to life, but
Yeah.
still keeping their own personality.
Quite a bit. What do you want to know?
Well, is there any way of reversing it?
Yeah. There's an agent. He was my partner for a while. He was a Harrowed.
He was a Harrowed.
Yeah, still was in a way. Still had all the bad effects. You know somebody that's Harrowed?
Yeah.
He immediately just glosses over that with a happy smile, his eyes drooping. Well, so he's still got all the can't breathe, heart doesn't beat, but the woman he had along for the ride, Manitou he brought back with him, she got kicked out. He never told me exactly who did it, just called him the Prospector.
The Prospector. This guy can get rid of it?
It worked for him. He said it got rid of her, and I never saw him, turn the way that other Manitou can when things get hairy, when they take over,
Lucky looks back to the other brothers as they're kind of joking and putting everything together, the camp, starting the fire, watching Thaddeus fail.
Thaddeus is not helping. He's sitting in some corner, drinking the whiskey, and death staring over in your direction.
Classic Thaddeus.
Yeah, right.
So you look over there expecting us to be having a good time, and it's just Thaddeus with his arms crossed, just staring at you in the darkness.
His
Sweet.
big mangy
Grumpy
beard.
boy.
Yeah, he's hugging his spear and sipping on the whiskey and just crossing his arms and staring off at Agent Mayhew.
His eyes are starting to droop, almost closed now. It's a hell of a thing to be one of them, Can you imagine what it'd be like just to have someone talking in your head every hour of every day, just filling your head with all sorts of nonsense, talking to you while you don't sleep, talking over people you're talking to just the whole time, drilling whatever they want to in your head. Sure change your opinion of the world, I imagine.
Yeah, I think you might be right about that. Seems to change people pretty drastically.
He suddenly bolts upright, and the smile gone from his face. He puts his left hand on your shoulder and says solemnly, "I'm sorry for your loss."
Well, not yet.
Thank you for listening to Sounds Like Crows. If you like the show, please tell a friend about us. It's our easiest way to gain new listeners. Thaddeus was played by Marshall Sims at Mr. Malicious1. Abel was played by Isaac Sunstead at Abel the Crow. Elijah Lee Crow was played by Alex Horrell at Alex Horrell. Luciano Lucky Crow was played by Cameron Day, who you can find on our Patreon-exclusive Discord server, Harper was played by Cameron Reed at CJ Reed 211. And I'm Marshall Caleb at Marshall Caleb on Twitter. See you next Monday.